Hey team, welcome back to Winning Mindset. Today I wanted to make a clarification, one of our most misunderstood lessons when we talk about the predator mindset. So anyone who's been following us for any length of time knows what I mean in a certain sense about the predator mindset, right? Predator animals have their eyes in the front of their head. We say eyes on the front like to hunt. Prey animals have their eyes in the side of their head. Eyes on the side like to hide, right? And we know if we have a predator mindset, we're focusing on our goal, and more importantly, the things that we can control: effort, attitude, and aggressiveness. There's no coach or leader that doesn't say to their people, okay, focus on things within your control. But what does that look like? Again, effort, attitude, and aggressiveness, and we call that the predator mindset. Then the prey mindset is focusing on everything else: records, rankings, seedings, predictions, comparing ourselves to other people. Even thinking too much about our goal could be prey mindset because we're not focused on things within our control. Okay, so now here's the misconception. A lot of people think, when we talk about the predator mindset, they think it's all about aggressiveness. Okay, we say effort, attitude, aggressiveness, right? People think that you have to be, in order to have a predator mindset, it means you need to be mean, it means you need to be mad, and you got to get angry, and it's all about just like pure aggression. And that's not what we're talking about here. Okay, the reason why we say aggressiveness is because that's the biggest thing that holds people back performance-wise. Most people don't pull the trigger. Most people don't go for it, or especially in moments of some significance. I know we don't like to look at them as big or small competitions. That's actually prey mindset. But we know that when people are in higher stress situations, and there's stakes, there's something to be gained from winning, whether a title, something like that, right? Some kind of notoriety. That's when people tend to hold back and compete too cautious, conservative, and hesitant, right? So we say aggressiveness because we know that's what's holding most people back, and we want you to just fire forward. Most people do not take even the first step. And this goes now just for any goal. It's the start that stops most people. When are you most likely to not go for a run? In the very beginning, right? Once you start running, rarely do you start and then you just turn around, right? Same thing with eating healthy, right? It's the start of that new nutrition plan that stops most people. In the spiritual life, it's the start of a new prayer routine, a plan of life. That's what's going to stop most people. Once you get in the habit, you have momentum on your side, right? So we want you to plow through that. That's why I keep saying aggressiveness, aggressiveness, aggressiveness. But what the predator mindset really means also is getting yourself to your personal optimal point where you compete. Okay, so now we talk about competition. Everyone's a little bit different. And that's why the third exercise we have people do in our Winning Mindset program, they write down their 3 best competitions and their 3 worst competitions on 2 different papers. And they write down what exactly were they thinking in their 3 best competitions and what exactly were they thinking before and during their worst competitions. And then you find the themes, the patterns, the underlying threads of your best performances, and then you find the themes, patterns, and underlying threads of your 3 worst performances. And then when you compare them side by side, you realize very quickly, do more of this and do less of that, right? So the predator mindset is really about getting to your personal optimal point when you compete out there. So yeah, maybe some people compete better when they're a little more mad or fired up. Other people compete better when they're very calm and relaxed. Still, other people need to be somewhere in between. So the idea is, think about it like that. Okay, what is your optimal energy level? Do like maybe a scale of 0 to 10, right? Figure you're never at a 10, you're never at a 0, but somewhere in between there, right? What's your optimal emotional level at that, when you're competing, when you're performing, right? Because it could be any performance. It doesn't have to be just a competition. It could be speaking in front of people. It could be, taking a test, whatever, right? So what is your optimal energy level, and get yourself there. That's the predator mindset. Not get yourself real fired up and ready to just pounce and kill, right? And the same thing with our thoughts. What are the thoughts that tend to bring out your best performance? What are the actions that tend to bring out your best performance? And get yourself there. And then don't be pulled from that center. That's the idea. Figure out where your center is when you compete and when you perform. Get there and don't let anything pull you from there. No matter what adversity, you stay right there, mentally, emotionally, and physically. That's the predator mindset. And I think a lot of people don't get that. It doesn't sink in that that's what we're talking about. It's not just like fire off and get real excited and get pumped all the time and compete massively aggressive. Get to where you need to be, stay there, don't get pulled in any direction. That's focusing on something within your control. Okay, so get yourself to that optimal energy level. You got to know what it is first. That's why you got to do the exercise. Do the exercises, get there, and then stay there. That's why it's always very important. Make sure you do one of our free mindset trials. If you have a kid that competes in sports, make sure you sign them up today for one of our free mindset consultations. Do that, get the free trial in, see what it's all about, so now your kid could finally start putting the pen to paper and doing the worksheets and exercises. Same thing with your team. If you're a coach, make sure you sign your team up for the mindset program. Give us a call, reach out with an email, and we could absolutely get your team started with doing these exercises and worksheets. Otherwise, it's just floating around in their head. Okay? We got to put the pen to paper. We got to make it practical. We got to make it very concrete, especially with something like mindset. So make sure you share the video, make sure you like it, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page, pump it out there, constantly bringing you great mindset information, winning mindset. Take care.